Go.
All right, welcome to our 8th lesson of the grade 3 Braille. And last week we discussed outlining part 2. And I taught that one and we went through all the rules. So if you attended last week's, you should have the rules of outlining. If you did not, then we will cover them throughout this lesson, or you can always go back and look at lesson 7 on YouTube. And those are all right there. If you search for grade 3 Braille as our channel name, and you can go by each lesson. But tonight, what I thought we would do, Audrey is leading us, and last lesson was long. It was detailed, it was in depth, and I thought we'd just do a review kind of everything, but mostly focusing on outlining and when to outline, what to outline. So I will hand it over to Audrey and she will kind of clear our minds.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Kristen. Hi, everyone. Kristen, you have a YouTube announcement, though, right? First?
I do. We had someone who is, a couple people who are finding us on YouTube. So I'm trying to think, what was it we were talking about last night? I think that was it. It's been a long day.
That people were actually finding us and asking, what is this? And emailing you, since your email is on there. So I thought that was really cool that we're reaching people.
If you do find us, please subscribe, because then you will be notified when a new lesson is posted. You don't have to pay anything. It's not a renewing subscription, but it just basically means you're following the channel. And whenever I post a lesson, you will get that notification.
Okay, thank you. Well, we have, as Kristen said, a lot of review on the outlining, and we have a lot of exercises. And Kristen and I met yesterday. We went over stuff, and we have a few question marks at some of the words. So what I'll do is I'm going to fix it as we go to make sure that I have the right answers, and then I'm sending Kristen back my notes written in grade 2 with the grade 3 example, so that whoever wants the notes, Kristen will send them to you. Okay, so it's not as easy as you might have, thought in the beginning. But I think it's a bit tricky myself. But when you talk it through, then it makes sense. We'll start with the first rule, and then we'll take a break and we'll review some other things. Like we'll think of some numbers to review. And so first rule, if you remember, A is the only vowel which may be omitted when working with one-syllable words. And that's the easiest rule so far. Exception, and this is easy to remember, in a one-syllable word where the I is preceded by the GH sign, the I may be omitted. And you remember we have examples like sight and light and tight and might and all of those. So you just leave out that I, and you're not going to get confused when you see that word. Okay, for number 2, in a word with more than one syllable, I'm going to ask a question, see if anybody knows. What is the only vowel which may be outlined in the first syllable? And can you give an example? In a word with more than one syllable, what is the only vowel which may be outlined in the first syllable? Do we have any raised hands, Lucy?
No. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yes, Chanel. Chanel?
All right, I was trying to give other people a chance, but the example, first of all, the only vowel is A, and the example word that we used last time was banter. I know there's another, I'm trying to think of other words, but that was our example before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's fine. Banter is good. When we think of any other words that would apply to this rule?
Lantern? Like a lantern?
Yes.
L-
Yeah.
LANTERN?
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
sure. The LN, you would not be a problem reading those. So you would write
Right.
LNTERN. Those
Yeah.
are good.
I
Okay.
thought of when I was brailing this was banquet.
Oh, yeah. Sure. And banquet, would we use the T or not? And we have a U and an E here. I'm jumping for another rule, but since I wrote that word down, we have two vowels that come together. Would we leave the U and the E there?
That's a good question because the UE, I think we'd have to, or we'd use the QU sign.
Right,
I
which
gotta
is
look.
coming later.
I got to look at that
Yeah.
because if you put the UE sign there, that would look like meant. So I think that would be,
yes.
I think that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Right. So I will write that word BNQUET for now and just and leave
Yeah.
it there. Yeah, and leave that
yeah.
there. So we just have the A gone. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
That's what I would do with that. Or
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna have
that
to look
makes
at the
sense.
QU. I'm gonna have to look at the QU thing again, but that might not work either. That might just be a
If it's
not terminal.
if it's
The Q-
QUET, you can,
Yeah.
and it's not the first syllable, you can just write QT. You treat QU as a single letter with the word with the Q. You omit the E
Well,
and you write the T. That's what I would do.
yeah, you could do it that way if QU can be used in the middle of a word like that.
Yeah, like adequate. Oh, that's ATE, but same thing. You can take away the A there.
Well, yeah, there you can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, yeah, some of these, as I think they really can be tricky and not, I'm finding them, I keep wrapping my head around this and saying, wait a minute, but what about,
Wow.
and I'm remembering some of the signs that we haven't done yet. And so that, and they're coming actually into some of the words that they're giving examples for, which I'm surprised because they haven't taught us those other signs. So we're kind of, in my mind, we're writing it not in complete grade 3 in some of these words. Once we're going to be done with the whole system.
Yeah, what I would have done is I would have taught all the signs first. And then I would have gone to the rules.
Yeah.
But, which we still can do because, we still can do that for the rest of it if we kind of, well, I can talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
next time we
So
all meet, we'll go over that.
Yeah. So we get it. So all of the people know that it's a work in progress and there's not just one way to learn it. It's kind of like when you learn contractions too. Some, there are different ways of teaching them. So
Oh yeah.
it's all going to come out fine. But for all of us who've used it over the years, I'm tripping up a little bit because of saying, well, what about this or what about that? So bear with me on these things. Okay, so banquet we have. So that's enough. Those, I believe that's plenty. Those are enough examples. So number 3, let's see if I can put this in a question too. Since in words with more than one syllable, I'll just read this one. Any vowel may usually be omitted from any syllable other than the first one. Okay, so we have an example here. We have connect, and you are going to write it. Can anyone tell us how we would write connect?
Ralph?
Wouldn't it be the CON sign NCT?
Yes, that's correct. And how about the word inflict? How would we do that? Thanks, Rob. Anybody for inflict?
Hannah?
Would be IN sign FLCT.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then we have protest. And again, I'm thinking of I'm sure that there was I'm thinking of other signs here, but for protest, we would leave out the E. You keep in the O, of course, because that's the first syllable. Okay, here's a good one. Disinfectant. How would we do that?
Mary, you want to try that one?
I love this one.
I know.
Okay, disinfected, you said?
Mhm.
DIS sign, IN sign,
Right.
FCTED sign.
Disinfectant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
So after FCT, then you leave out the A and put NT.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Good. That is a tricky one. And it's remember, it's tricky too, because we have the DIS and then the IN. You can do all these kinds of things that we don't do with the UEB and all that. Okay, so now
Jeanette,
we have
Jeanette might have a question. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Jeanette?
I'll try it this way. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. There was some rule too, something about an I and a GH.
Oh yes, that words like light and night, you can leave in you can take out the I, even though the I is the first is in the first syllable. That's the exception to the first syllable rule. Okay, because it's usually just the A. Okay.
Okay, Jeanette. You got
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you. When two vowels are written together, they need to be retained. Okay, and that's what we were looking at before. Okay, then we have the word influence, and you have the U and then the E from the ENCE, but that, of course, you're going to keep that contraction, and you're just leaving that alone. That's an interesting example. We can think of any other examples here for this. I'd like to put a couple more examples here besides
Chanel.
influence.
Chanel?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of the word broad last week, and then I heard the rule and I realized, oh, yeah, that rule would apply because, I was wondering if the A could be eliminated from it, which it can't given that rule. So, broad.
Which word is that, Chanel?
Broad, BROAD.
Okay. BR. So you'd have to write that out.
Yeah.
And road, same thing.
Yeah.
Road, yeah. Okay. Right.
Well, there's a reason they're putting two vowels together like that. And the reason they're having you retain those is because later on you're going to have signs for the diphthongs.
Yeah.
The the vowels like that. You're going to have a sign that you like,
yes.
O, like every vowel that has an A, AE, AI, A, AU, whatever, or they're going to have a certain sign, E vowels, O vowels, all those double vowels like that are going to have a sign that goes with them. So I think that's why they're having you retain them here.
Yeah, so I guess they're doing it in that steps too. So you just know that you write them this way for now.
Right.
Okay. And then we have B, when the vowel occurs beside the Y. Okay, and again, Nancy, I'm thinking of the EY thing and all that, but I'm trying. So we have pray, PREY. It's the same idea that later on we're going to put these vowels together. So you'll have that to look forward to. And valley. So for valley, would we the VL? We talked about the cluster, the consonants that go together later on. We'll talk about calendar again. But for valley, would we I think, Kristen, we left out the A for valley, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So
on the
it's
On the one rule you said beside the Y, but it's really when the vowel occurs before the Y.
Right.
Oh, yes, that was a typo. Sorry. Mhm.
That's it.
I'll fix that. Yep, that's correct. Before the Y. Okay, so pray and then valley.
You have a question, I think.
Okay.
Area code 407. You can unmute.
Okay. You gave us cabbage at one time, which you said was C and then the dots 2, 3, like for the double B. And then
Right.
we had the lower G, which was like the GE at the end. I'm curious
Right.
why the same thing or something similar wouldn't be done with language. When you gave us language the other day, you said it was LN and then the GUAGE was written out. How come that can't have the GE sign?
It can. It actually
can.
can. It's just not.
Yeah, we can.
They hadn't really taught the GE sign yet, so that's probably why it wasn't.
Okay.
But you're right,
Well, I
it
was
can be.
curious because, like I said, you had given it to us in cabbage. So when I looked at language, I thought, well, why wouldn't the same thing apply? So
It does.
I
Well,
appreciate
It actually
that.
does. Yeah.
Language has a UA in it. It's not the cabbage only has an A. Language has a double
Right.
vowel there.
Right,
And
she's
there
talking
is
about
a
the G.
UA sign.
She's talking about the GE at the end.
Oh, the GE
She's
at
talking
the
about-
end.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it.
She's talking about the GE sign at the end. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Sure,
Okay.
this is good. Another
Ralph?
question?
Yes, Ralph. Go ahead.
Okay, back to banquet then, BANQUET. Why, with the diphthong UE, wouldn't you leave it there?
And not
If you had to leave the others there?
Yeah, I
that
think we
point,
said
yeah.
we would.
For right
we
now,
would
we're
leave it.
leaving it there because
Okay.
we got to look up a couple of things on another sign. But yeah, right now we're leaving banquet
Thanks.
intact.
All right.
Okay.
One more question. Sorry.
Okay, one more and then
Annette.
we'll go on to the next rule, okay?
Okay, Jeanette.
Sorry. The word influence, what rule covers whatever happens to that word?
Okay, I'm sorry. Say the word again, Jeanette?
Influence.
Oh, influence, because the U and the E go together. And that's I think that's a poor example that the book gave actually, because you have the ENCE contraction. So, you're doing INFLU and then the 5-6E. So, but they use that to show that when you have the two vowels together, you're not gonna take away any kind of vowel.
Yeah, I agree. That is a poor example because you'd always leave the EN in the EN contraction anyway.
ENCE.
So you still, yeah,
Yeah,
ENCE contraction. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
you wouldn't take that out anyway. So that is like, okay, the word vacuum, has the two U's there. You couldn't take out one of the U's.
I think I'd like to put that as an example.
Because there's no contraction covering any of the letters that would be written.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We'll get through these, but then we'll do some exercises. Okay. Let's see. When a vowel begins or ends a word, and this makes sense. Anger, you're going to, of course, leave the A. Okay. And convene, you're not going to take that E away. So a lot of these kind of things make sense, especially when you read them. When a vowel is part of a contraction, it is retained because you're not saving any space, and you're going to use that. You're not going to cut out vowels. And like garter, you have the AR and the ER. You're of course that's really self-explanatory there. Like why would you even think about it? That's my reaction anyway. Vowels are not dropped unless their omission is obvious. Okay, now that's as far as I got as far as recopy. So give me a second here to get there. While I'm getting to where I need to go, let's do a few reviews on numbers. Who can give us the number for 49 and numbers for 49 and 50? And that's pretty easy. Anybody?
All right, Mary.
49 would be the number sign and then the lower I, the dots 3, 5. And 50 would be the number sign and the lower J, dots 3, 5, and 6.
Yes, thank you. Those are relatively easy, and hopefully everyone is comfortable with numbers now. Okay, thank you. Vowels are not dropped unless their omission is obvious. Their omission is not, I'm trying to read my grade 3 Braille here, sorry, considered to be obvious in the following situations. Okay, so you have A, when the omission of the vowel brings together two letters which often occur within English words, so that the absence of the vowel is not immediately apparent. Okay, that's a long way of saying, for example, calendar. Okay, you would not take the A away because you have the CL, and it's gonna, if we're reading that, it's gonna look like cl. See, okay, same with salad, right? I think we talked about that. You have that SL, and that's just not gonna work. So that's obvious. The rule is longer to explain than it is to demonstrate by example here. Okay, and
right, I think you have a question.
Okay.
Area code 720. You can unmute.
Hi. I was wondering, how would you write ordinal numbers?
Write the word. I'm sorry, my voiceover interrupted you. Please say the word again.
Ordinal numbers.
Like
ordinal
5th,
numbers.
6th, 7th.
Ah.
Yeah, like.
I think it's the same, isn't it? It's 6 with a TH. You're going to use your TH contraction or ST contraction for first, for example. Second, third, you're gonna, that would be RD, of course. But using the contractions, you just write 45th. You'd write number sign, then you write your 45, and then you write your TH.
TH, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Am I correct,
Oh,
Nancy? That's correct, right?
Wait a second. How do you tell that? Well, like, okay, again, context.
And the number sign.
Well, no, but if you have like, okay, if you have the 45th, so you write number sign lower E, that's 2-6, then the TH.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how would you know that from 45-34?
But wow, you're right.
Context.
Context. I think context, because
if it's number sign lower 5 TH birthday.
Yeah, that's context. Yeah, that would be a context that you wouldn't. Yeah, because he wouldn't have a birthday that would be 4,534.
All right, you have 2 raised hands. Do you want to take them, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
Sure, we can do a couple.
All right, Ralph.
Okay, you're talking about obvious words where the A should be taken. What about fall? FALL.
Yeah, that's I think we talked about that, right? FLL, that could be.
No, because there's an LL sign so that you would use, but right now, yeah, right now you probably wouldn't. FLL would look a little weird.
But it could be, well, I guess you could say it was fill or full. So maybe, I guess you would leave the A.
For now, yeah, there is an LL sign that after you learn that, you could take the A out of fall and you could write F and then the LL sign and you would know what it was.
But not necessarily if it were full or fell.
Fill, I mean,
So
well, full is written a different, full, F-U-L-L. Yeah, that's different than F-L-F-U-L. Yeah.
Word
yeah.
full.
If you're not sure, just write it out.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, F-U-L. Well, F-U-L-L would be F-U-L-L sign.
yeah, right, true.
Yeah. Full you have to write out. F-U-L-L
And then
sign.
F-E-E-L-L
Fell,
sign.
F-E-L-L
Right.
sign. But fall, as you're going to learn later, you can write F-L-L sign.
Because of the A being
because the A
only
can
vowel,
be left out.
the only vowel that you can omit.
All right. Keep me straight. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Ani Brady.
sometimes you just got to talk these things through to get them to work out. But
you can unmute.
Okay. I am curious, what about Roman numeral? How would you indicate that? And also, is it possible for me to get the information from the young lady who was selling this book? Somehow I missed that portion.
Okay, we can give you that address. Again, I need to look that up. Yes, Catherine Thomas, we'll do that at the end when we're chatting at the end. I can go back and get that. And your first question, was that on Roman numerals?
Yeah.
Did we talk about Roman?
It doesn't
numerals?
discuss Roman numerals. I would assume you just write those out as you always have. And in grade 3, the .6 isn't really used, but in Roman numerals, yeah, it doesn't really talk about Roman numerals.
Yeah, I don't think you do anything differently with them. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We'll go back to the next piece here. Lots of great questions. When the vowel forms a syllable in itself. Now this is cool. This makes sense. Unabashed. Okay, you're not going to take away that A. Unashamed. You're going to. It just makes good sense. But when you have something that a vowel that occurs after the identity of the word is established, for example, you can take the A away. You can't take it away from unabashed, but you can take it away from portable. And the reason is port it's already established the word. Okay, the doesn't establish anything. So portable, P-O-R-T, and then the A is gone, and you can put your BLE sign there. That's okay. And what else? Okay. And when it forms a syllable, and you know what the word is. So okay, we did that. When the vowel in question is the stressed vowel, this is good, with a long sound occurring in a stressed syllable. Again, I think the real thing that's going to happen when we do these rules, I find rules very tedious. That's my personal opinion on rules, but we need them and we have to practice them. And we'll do the exercises soon. But as you continue to study and to use this every day, you'll get it and you'll remember the rules. And as you read, I think the more you read grade 3 stuff, then it's going to really connect too, because you'll say, oh yeah, that's a stress thing. But just to kind of learn rules, it's like learning rules in anything. Once you apply them and really apply them for fun things, then it's going to make a lot more sense. Okay, so for example, infuse, okay, you would not leave the U out of infuse. You have the U stressed there. The U is the long vowel and it is stressed. Okay, and that's the stressed syllable, and it's just so, but it let's see, okay. My explanations again are longer than I'm saying
Audrey,
now, so I'm kind of getting through. Yes.
Can I give this comparison? We just did the word inflict from a previous example. Now, the
Yeah.
reason the I can be removed from inflict on a stressed syllable is because it's a short vowel. Do you see the
Yes.
difference between inflict and infuse?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Nancy. And that was exactly the next thing. So perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Inflict, restrict, you omit the I, same thing. Concoct, you omit the O. That looks a little weird for me, but look at that. Look at the word concoct. C-O, Kristen and I were laughing about this last night. C-O-N-C-O, yeah, C-O-C-T. So you're writing C-O-N, contraction, and then C-C. Remember, you can't use the contraction there. So you're going to have a C and a C and then a T. And then exact, you can omit the A because it's short. But now you have an exception. And when you have a word which contains a stressed syllable containing an A, which has a long sound, that A may be outlined even though it is a stressed vowel with a long sound. Oh gosh, okay, but now here's the word, it'll make sense. Exhale. Okay, you can take out the A. And number 5, this is our last rule, and then we have some exercises, which I think will be fun. When a vowel is dropped, the consonants thus joined cannot be contracted. That makes a lot of sense. When A is omitted from satisfy, for example, you have S-T-S-F-Y. And remember, you cannot, of course, use the ST contraction. You have to write all these things out because the ST would have the st sound, and you want satisfy. So you're having S-T-S-F-Y. Okay, now we have exercises.
All right, you have one question. You have a question.
Okay, question,
Area
then
code
Bob.
407.
Okay, I'm a little bit lost in this last one you gave. I know you gave 3 things about vowels last week, and I missed one of them. It must have been this one, because you talked about that you can't drop a vowel if it's a syllable by itself, and you can't eliminate long vowel and stressed syllable. But then you gave another one, which must be the one you just went over about the vowel is dropped, something about consonants, or I don't know what the third one was,
Okay,
but I think it must be the one you just went over, and I don't understand it.
But with the contractions that you for example, satisfy, is that the one?
Yeah. Is that
Okay,
was
so
that the third one you gave about vowels last week that I missed?
Okay.
Because you gave 3 about vowels.
Okay, I didn't do it last week, but I did the same order that you did, right, Kristen? So I think this, I don't know if this was the third one, but this may be it.
Can you just explain that last one that you just did about dropping the vowel, like in satisfy or whatever?
Okay, so look at the word and spell it out loud. Satisfy.
Right.
And tell me what you think.
Well,
what would you? Mm-hmm.
I guess I would think you would be able to drop the A.
Yes. Good. And what else? One more.
Maybe the I?
Yes, you would take away the I as well. And now what about your contractions here? Do we have any contractions in satisfy?
No.
No. But if you're writing it, it's just kind of reminding you that you wouldn't use a contraction. Again, this to me is pretty obvious. And again, when you write it, the more you write it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. And the more you read it, and the more you practice, it's gonna
So
really.
what rule covers that? Can you repeat that rule?
What it's saying is that when you have SATISFY, satisfy, you can take the A out, but you do not. Now, if you take the A out, you have ST instead of SAT, right? And what it's telling you is do not make the ST sign because you brought those 2 letters together by dropping that vowel.
Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah.
How I worded it
I get it.
last. last week when I gave that rule, basically the wording is if two consonants come together as a result of outlining, do not contract them.
Perfect.
Just like concoct.
Thank you.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can't do
that's
the CC
that's the best
sign.
way, Kristen. That's the shortest.
Yeah. If two consonants come together as a result of outlining, do not contract them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have another raised hand. Do you want to take it?
Okay, and then I'd like to do some exercises, please.
Okay. Annie Brady.
Yes. So am I to understand if an word start with an vowel, don't omit the vowel, like in answer, anger, arrow?
Right, because you're
That's
talking about the beginning vowel. You're gonna leave that vowel alone. It's in the beginning of a word.
Okay.
The beginning or the end. You never outline those
right.
beginning or end vowels.
Thank you.
But
It's
answer
Bob,
is a
I
short
have a-
form word anyway.
I have a word
Mhm.
which I want opinions on. I have an opinion, but I'll get yours also. The word enable. In my opinion, keep the A because it's the only vowel. It's the vowel makes up the entire syllable.
Yes, I
I would
agree
agree
that.
with you.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that. EN sign, A, BLE sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Otherwise,
agree
it
with you
looks
on
like
that.
an enbol or something.
And
It looks
bull,
very
yeah.
strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it would look odd. It wouldn't look right. It wouldn't sound right if you were to sound that out.
Yeah. Okay, let's try some words, and we'll try to get to the ones that we've got the questions. This one, the first one is easy. Pile. How would you write it? And we have a lot of words.
Ralph.
Pile, you would have to write out P-I-L-E.
Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Contagious. What are we going to leave out here, if anything?
All right, Jeanette, how about you?
CON sign TG OU sign S.
Right, I-O-U-S, right, contagious. Yes, okay. O-U-S, I'm sorry. Thank you. Indiscretion.
Area code 407. 407, I'm sorry.
I think that you would do the IN sign, DIS sign, CR. Ooh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble on this one. I think you could maybe leave out the E and do the 5-6N.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
have
sure
it with the, yeah, I have it with the E, but I was thinking the same thing there, that it's,
I'm
but I have it
going back
written
and
with the E. What do you think, Nancy, on this one? I think we leave the E in here because I don't see, I think it would be very difficult to read without the E.
Yeah, indiscretion.
And
And that's
that's
a stressed syllable with a short vowel.
Short vowel, yeah, it is short. So
It is
should
a
we
short
leave it out?
vowel. Is it SSION? What?
T-I-O-N. T-I-O-N.
Oh,
T-I-O-N.
T-I-O-N. Indiscretion. Yeah.
Strictly speaking, according to the rules, you can leave it out, but whether you really want to do it is up. I would say the first time keep it, and then if you keep having to write the word, then maybe you can leave it out afterward. But,
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you would
because
confuse it with anything else, would you?
I can't think of anything you could
So why
confuse
wouldn't
that
you
with
leave it
CR, and then .56N. Tion. Yeah, I have to look at that.
There's
Wow.
no other letters that would go in there.
Yeah, because the E isn't in, it is a short vowel in a stressed syllable, so you can drop it according to the rules. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it out. I just took it out. Okay. How about contraction?
All right, Jeanette.
I would say CON sign, TRC, TION sign.
Okay, contraption, I'm sorry, with a P. So, but yeah, you have the same idea.
Contraption,
TRP,
yeah.
TION sign.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We're leaving out the
And
A.
before you mute me again, did you say in exhale, you have to leave in the A?
No. You take it out.
That's the one example, that's the one exception where a long sounding vowel can be taken out of a stressed syllable is the A. That's the only one that can. So exhale is a long A sound in a stressed syllable, but since it's an A, you can take it out. If it was an E, I, O, or U, you could not.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. Investigate.
Sorry.
Anybody? All right, Chanel.
Okay, investigate. So the IN sign, V, and then ST, GTE. No.
Okay, that's what I have, but we left the I, investigate.
Because the is short. The A the first E is short, or and the first, so they're all short except for the A.
But the I is a vowel. Investigate.
Oh, it's its own. Wait.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. It's not.
No,
it's not. Invest. Wait.
It's TI.
Yeah.
It is.
Makes up that vowel.
Investigate.
Yeah, it's VS hyphen TI hyphen GATE.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think.
So was my answer right, or I don't even know what I said.
I'm looking at that. INVST.
So the I.
But it helps to find the word.
Strictly according to the rules, you can leave out all the vowels. Now, whether you can, as you're reading and you're seeing these letters go past, whether you'll recognize the word right away, you might have to stop a little bit and do some thinking. But there's only one word it can be.
Okay, so I just
investigate. Yeah, because the ST sign next to the G, and then the TE.
I think I would know what it was.
I think I would too. Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, okay, I took it out.
Investigate.
I took the I out. Next one is easy. I'm going to even skip. We'll just say mute. You don't do anything to that word. How about displace? Displace.
All right, Ralph.
Would it be the DIS sign PLCE?
That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm just thinking about that. Is that a stress though? Displaced? No.
Displaced.
Displaced.
Displaced. Yeah, it is. It is a stress. Place is a stress. So yeah, you could take out the A there.
Yeah.
And of course you have the CE sign, which you'd use PLCE sign. But yeah, right now you can just put CE.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Conceal, there's no change. Resist, that's too easy. We already know that. We're going to take the I out. Light, we're going to take the I out. Now here we have a question, vanish. Although I think we already know the answer now, don't we, Kristen? I think we have it right.
Oh no, this is a tricky one. Okay.
Is it okay? How would we do vanish? I have a question mark here.
Yeah, because again, it's one of those rules that if you bring out the vowel, it brings together words that would letters that would be pronounced weird. You know, like vanch. It would look like like vanch, VAN or VNSH, like vanch.
Vanch, right? That's what mine would. Yes. So
yeah,
I probably would leave it in at that point.
Put the I back in, right? I'm going to put the I back in and take away our question mark. Okay.
Because VN ISH.
Yeah.
ISH sign.
Okay. Tavern is too easy. We're just going to leave the A out of that one.
I think you have a question.
Calendar,
here.
we're going to skip 2 because that's too easy. We know we're just going to leave that all alone. Distant.
You have a question.
We have a question.
Area code 407.
Yeah.
You can unmute.
Yeah, I hate to do this, but before you get too far away from something you just did, investigate. Wouldn't you be able to use that 356 for the TE like it is in
Yes,
note?
but it's not been taught yet. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes, that's correct.
Well,
TEs.
Oops. Oh, I just took away your permission. I'm sorry.
It's a TE. It's a TE sign.
Right.
And it has not been taught officially yet, but it was taught in notes, earlier, but that is correct. You'd put the TE sign at the end.
Chanel.
Okay.
Yeah, why exactly are we leaving calendar alone? I didn't quite understand that.
Because if you take out the A,
look at the
you have
CL.
CL.
Right.
It would look like Klender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which
it's a common consonant blend.
Is that even a word? I mean, it would make sense. Okay, but yeah, you don't want to do. Okay, all right.
Still would. It would not. It would look like a word made up or something. It's like Klender.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so
sorry.
We did distant, right? Distant. Distant.
Jeanette. Jeanette. Oh, where'd she go?
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Jeanette.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
DIS sign TNT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, Jeanette. And Psi we're going to leave alone.
Wait, SIGH?
Oh no, we're not.
No, you're not.
We're not going to leave alone.
No.
Nope, you're right. Sorry about that. Because I just looked at it and I see that it's just gonna, but that again, that looks so strange. SGH contraction.
It does, but yeah.
But we can do it. Sight and light and all that, so we can do it with Psi. Confiscate.
Mary?
Is that FAC or FAS, right? FIS.
It's CONFISCATE.
Yeah, I'll confiscate. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mary?
I was just wondering about distant. You said that the A would be left out in the second syllable. What rule covers that?
That any vowel can be left out. Any vowel can normally be left out or usually be left out of any other syllable. Distant is the short vowel there. A is a short vowel there. So distant, and it's also not a stressed syllable. It can be left out of any other syllable.
Oh, so if the syllable's not stressed, then as long as it's not the first syllable and some other conditions don't apply, then it can be left out.
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
But A can be left out of other syllables, even in other rules. So distance, kind of a poor example to use for that, but yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Area code 407.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind. She lowered her hand.
Okay. Thanks. Confiscate.
Okay, weren't you looking for confiscate? Still?
I am. And if you're ready to answer it, please take it.
Okay, this may be really messed up here, but I think it's
okay.
The CON sign, FSC, and then you could probably use that lower J for the TE.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you're gonna leave out the A. Yes, that's correct. Wife is next. Wife. There's no change. Wasp is too easy. We know we take the A out of that. Fasten, also we take the A out of there. I have a question and I can't read what I wrote. INS. Do you have that one, Kristen, after fasten?
Yeah. Let me grab it.
INS.
Let's see, we just did. Oh, it is invisible.
Oh, invisible. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, invisible. And we have a question mark here. Although I think it's pretty, now that I look at it, I don't think we need to question it. Who can give us an answer? We'll see how we are.
Well, let's see. Ralph?
Wouldn't it be the IN sign, VISBLE?
Okay, why would you leave in the I?
Because of the way it sounds in my mind. If I try to make it invisible.
I did also, but I took it out now because invisible, it's a short, it's stressed, but it's a short vowel. So is everyone else in agreement that we leave that I out?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, Ralph, if you want to do it the way you're comfortable with it, then you'd want to leave it in. If you want to be comfortable with something, and if it isn't comfortable for you, this is your own stuff. So, but you can leave it out. Thank you. And have frost, there is no change. I don't like to give the ones where there's no change. That's too easy. Ghastly. There's just one A out of there. Here we talked about this before, right? Fault. Didn't we talk about that? Fault. FAULT. What are we doing with that?
Well, there's a rule that very clearly tells us
we know
what we
that, but what about just in general for now? If we're not going to look at that rule, because I already wrote it that way as well, but if just doing it with the rule that
we know, that's what I'm talking about, the rules we know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll see if someone can get it.
All right, Chanel.
I don't think there would be a change because we can't, if we took out, it could be confused with another word maybe, or wait a minute, you can't eliminate two vowels that are together.
Thank you.
That's what we wanted you to see. Yeah, that's correct.
Exactly.
I was thinking of that and the A thing, but yeah, you can't eliminate two vowels that are together.
Right.
Correct. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Good catch.
So the next, thanks. Okay, the next blame, that's pretty easy. We'll skip that and leave the A out of there. How about salary? What would we do with that word salary? Besides want an increase.
Jeanette?
SLAR sign Y.
No.
No.
Think about it
We
again.
have slurry.
Look at it in your mind carefully and see why that wouldn't be okay.
Well, we could do SAL and then RY, but to me, if I'm going to do that, I wouldn't change it.
Okay, you don't want to take the AR away. You want to keep the AR in there. Okay, because it's a contraction. You're not going to remember when you have a contraction, it's not saving any space. You're not going to take that A away. So you're going to keep your AR in there. So just look at the beginning of the word again, SAL. And why
Audrey,
would you
can I throw
leave
another one in here? How about the word
Sure.
salad?
Good.
Then there'd be no change.
Correct.
No change.
There'd be no change. You're right. You'd have to
And
write
that's
the
the
whole
same
thing
with
out.
Same with
salary,
salary.
because
Salad,
the SL,
yeah.
remember, is going to sound like sl.
Yeah,
Slurry.
SAL, and then you can't take out the second A because you got LD, which is a common English.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's a really good example.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Two of those, the two blends there. I mean, they're not really consonant blends, but I'm calling them blends because you've
Well,
got
the SL
the way
is.
they sound. They would be.
SL is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SL is a
blend.
consonant blend. Yeah.
Okay, Mary.
I was just wondering in salad, I'm not sure if I understood this correctly, that you would not change anything in there?
No, because you have SALAD, the SL, you have to have the A in there, otherwise, because you can't have the SL.
Okay,
And
I see
then
that part.
Okay, and then you can't have LD. SLD, LD is LD, right? And so
I
you
see.
need that.
It looked like SA salt or something.
Yeah, so you really need that A in there.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
To give it body, to give it character. Thank you. Basement.
And we have about 3 minutes left, Audrey.
Oh, I'm so
really?
sorry.
Oh.
I should have kept track of that.
That's okay. I
All
should
right.
look before it was we had 20 minutes left. So
Ralph.
When you say BSEMENT sign?
yes. And I'm just looking quickly at chemical. That we had a question on that, Kristen. But I don't have I think I don't.
And not lower.
There shouldn't be a question on this one anymore. Chemical. Can anybody do chemical?
Wow.
Area code 407.
I think it would be CH sign M CL.
That's what we wrote.
Now wait a minute.
Had a question.
No, she left out the E and she left out the first E. Can't do that.
E has to be in there.
Yes,
E
you're right.
and then
Okay, I'm sorry.
MCL.
Just by word of explanation, the CL there can be kept because CL is a common at a beginning of a syllable, but not at an end. So it obviously has to be a vowel left out there.
So it should be CHEMCL, correct?
Yeah, I would. That's how I would do it.
Chemical, yeah.
But thank you. And before we wrap up, I think we have to wrap up. We have a lot more words we didn't get through. We have someone wanted to know Catherine Thomas's email, and it's Braille, BRAILLE at Panix, PANIX.com. The book, The Key to Grade 3 Braille, I believe, is $10, and the second book by Hayden is $8, if I'm correct. If you write to her Is that enough information, or do you need me to get a phone number for you as well and an address? Or if you email her, are you okay with that? This is for the person who was asking the question.
There may be is there a person on who doesn't have email capability?
I think it was Ani. And
yeah,
I can
she's got her hand raised, so.
Yeah, I can get you the info. I have your email. So if you want me just to forward it, I will forward it to your email.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Could you please provide the phone number so I can contact her and get that squared away with her address and stuff?
I will email you tonight and give it to you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, and then we'll
Can
wrap
we
it up
do
here.
one more review of a number?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you there, Audrey?
Where'd she go?
I'm
still here, but can you hear me or no?
Yeah, you're with us.
Okay, good. It looked like I was gone for a minute or so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, and see you next week.
All right.
Okay, I was going to give a couple resources before everyone jumps off. First of all, again, my email is braillemailbox@gmail.com. And I do have, Audrey will be sending me the BRF of all of the outlining rules that she and I compiled. So if you would like that, feel free to email me. And otherwise, you can go to grade 3, the number 3, Braille, spelled out.com. And he has a nice collection of rules. If you click on rules, it's very spelled out for outlining. So that's a great resource as well, just so nobody feels like they're left hanging. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week for initial signs.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey.
Awesome.
And we'll call you, Nancy, probably later this week to talk about some of the course direction if you want to weigh in a little bit. And
okay.
We'll get that squared away this week.
All right, that'd be great, because I have a couple I have a couple ideas, and I don't know. So anyway, I'd love to talk to you about it.
I'll probably call you this weekend. So
okay. All right. I'll look forward to that.
The meeting. It's still being recorded.
We're good, yeah. So I will step off and we will talk later.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.